Hey everyone, this is how to adjust the OPV on your Breville coffee machine. So this is a Breville Oracle, very similar to the Oracle Touch and the Joule boiler. So model BS 900, 920, 980 and 990, all of them will be very similar. So the way you do that is obviously you have to open up the machine. So you have one screw here, both Phillips, and at the back and the top corners you have a hex shape tool that you need, and then once that's done, make sure the bin hopper is locked, and make sure the machine is turned off at the wall or unplugged so that you don't electrocute yourself, and make sure that the machine is cold. You don't want to burn yourself, so you want to gently, I'm not doing it gently in this video, but you want to gently prop up the lid, move it to the side, do whatever you have to do. Just be careful that you're constrained by the cables on the top motherboard, triac board over here. They call it a triac board. But yeah, it's very tight. It's much tighter on the Oracle than it is on the Joule boiler, just because you have so many more wires. You have an extra solenoid assembly. You have obviously the grinder and the air pump for the steam wand. So I'm gonna try my best to show you, maybe using the flash. You have on the right, this is obviously the steam boiler, close to the steam wand, and in the middle you have the espresso boiler. Just behind the steam boiler you have the two pumps. The one on the left, this flash turned off. The smaller one is the steam boiler pump, and the one on the right, the big boy, is the actual espresso pump. Sorry, the cables are very tight, so I can't really push the lid any further. But that's the OPV connector thingy. Let me try to zoom in. Yeah, that is sort of like T-shaped connector. Yeah, that one. I think most of you can tell. This white piece, that's the OPV, the actual OPV, and the part that you can adjust is over here. So I'm not going to be able to do it in the video, just showing you how to access it. Actually, it's very easy. You just undo this metal holder. Let me use my screwdriver. So you undo this, probably best with pliers because it's very hard and you'll ruin your fingertips. So use pliers, slide it down, then gently, and I mean gently, pry this rubber tube off the plastic tip here, which is the start of the OPV assembly thingy. Most of the time it's not going to just slide off, so you have to use, I don't want to say something sharp, so maybe like a screwdriver, small Phillips screwdriver, to kind of dislodge the rubber from the plastic, because it's going to be stuck in there, especially as you can tell it's a very hot environment. So after this tube comes off, you want to undo this clip here. So there's a zip tie. I'm not sure why Breville decided to put a zip tie there, but probably cut it off. This here is sort of like a holder. Let me show you how it looks like. It's like this, literally on the left and right. So you undo it with like a knife or a small Phillips. You remove this bit, it comes off. So this bit, it's like a cap. This comes off. You just have to unclip the sides using a sharp tool. And the actual adjustment of the OPV is whatever's inside the tube right now. So this right here, I'm pointing at it with my screwdriver. It's so not the cap, and obviously not the tube. It's this bit here that goes into the tube. That bit rotates. It's like a screw. It rotates, and it screws into this body. This is the body of the OPV. You just do clockwise for tightening it to increase the pressure, or anti-clockwise to untighten it. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think every half a turn gives you about half a bar, maybe 1 bar. So I would turn it by half a turn and test. It's very easy after you learn how to do the adjustment. It's very easy to like adjust it, put it back together in like a minute, test it using the blind filter, the blind disc, see the pressure gauge on your Joule boiler, and try again. Obviously the Joule boiler has the pressure gauge, the Oracle and the Oracle Touch don't, so I don't usually change them on the Oracles. and only on the dual boilers. And you can actually do this on the Barista Express and the Barista Pro and the Barista Touch as well, because they have pretty much identical OPV assemblies. It's actually even the same pumps, so you have the same adjustment mechanism, but it's I don't usually do it on the Express just because there's no actual bar rating on the Express. It's more of a beginner friendly machine, whereas on the dual boiler you're getting serious, you want that 8 to 9 bars of pressure. Yeah, so that's how you adjust it. You just to recap, you remove this tube and this clip, you remove this end clip, it has a clip on both sides, and this comes off. This tube hexagon thingy, it looks like a hexagon shape, you just unscrew it or screw it depending on whether you want to untighten or tighten your OPV. And yeah, like I said, it's a screw and it screws into the OPV, which is pretty much, it has, the way it works is it has a spring, and that spring presses on a rubber ball, and that rubber ball is like a gateway, and it releases pressure if you exceed the OPV threshold. It releases the pressure into the drip tray. So if you want to increase your pressure, tighten it to tighten that spring, untighten it to untighten that spring. Keep in mind that if you untighten it way too much, it might just pop off, you know, and you'd lose the rubber ball and the spring, just a pain in the ass. It's happened to me before. You don't want to do that, so you want to be very careful when you untighten it. You don't want to untighten it too much. You start seeing the threads. That's too much. Hopefully this helped, and thanks for watching.